Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. This is Kelly Kaye Walker, the queen of presenting. And today I have a lovely guest, Heather Nielsen. She is, I want to say old friend. It feels like it, but I mean, we haven't known each other that long, but kind of an old friend, Heather. Heather does speaking, she does events. She had an amazing event this summer that I spoke at, and it was so fun. So Heather has graciously agreed to come on today and give a speech and receive feedback on it, which is my favorite thing to do as a speaker trainer, is to help people find ways to make their speaking even more powerful. So I'll point out things that, were awesome, and I'll point out things that maybe we could just shift a little bit to make it even more awesome. So Heather, I'm so excited to have you on the podcast today.
Oh, I am excited too. I tad nervous, I'll admit, because the whole evaluation thing feels a little like, oh, but I'm all about being a lifelong learner and becoming better and better. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here because I want to improve.
Yay, I love that. Such a good attitude. I'm the same way. Lifelong learner. All right, so before we start your speech, could you just tell everybody about yourself?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm Heather
Okay.
Nielsen. I just a little personal about me. I am married and I have five kids. They range in age from 5 to 23. My older two are from my first marriage, and then my three younger kids are from my forever marriage. My husband Tyler and I have been married for 13 years, and it's one of those strange things that when you have a great marriage, it seems like forever, and it seems like it's been like 5 minutes all at the same time. It's so weird. However, I grew up in Colorado. That's where my husband and I met. I lived there about 35 years. And then 9 years ago, we moved to Utah. So now I live in northern Utah. I love dancing, mostly just by myself in my kitchen at this point. But I also love, I know, I love reading both nonfiction and tons of personal development and leadership type of personal growth topics. And then I love reading novels as long as they have a happy ending and don't get too intense in the middle. I get scared and close the book if it's too intense. And then I love spending time with family and friends. That includes staying in touch on the phone, but also on Zoom now. I love that we have Zoom to stay in touch over long distances. It's so fun.
That is
And
so
then as far as professional experience, I actually got my degree in physics teaching from BYU, and I was a high school science and physics teacher for 3 years before I started my family. And then I've also had a lot of other experiences. I had my real estate license in Colorado for 15 years. I've had multiple network marketing experiences, including my doTERRA business. That was my longest and most successful and something I still enjoy. And then now I am a speaker, mentor, and business coach. And I do that both in Choosing Wisdom, where I have a team of people. I have Cherie Pack and Kristen Guyman. And then also my personal business is mydivinejoy.com. So that's me.
that's awesome. I didn't know you were a physics teacher.
I know, right? It's like this hidden talent. And after I stopped teaching, I did a little bit of tutoring, but now it's been so long that I'm like, oh man, those brain cells haven't fired for a while. But I still love physics. I hope one of my children will eventually love physics as well. And my husband's an engineer, so it's like it makes sense, like our
Oh,
science nerdy brains
yeah.
combined. We're like, oh, we can talk fun, geeky stuff together.
That is perfect. I love that. It's
Yes, we
funny,
are.
my husband and I both have art degrees.
Oh, that's fun.
So we were both graphic designers for years and years. He still is. And now I speak, but I do all my own graphic design, which is, a huge bonus. I
Yes.
never have to hire anybody out for that. But yeah, I remember I took physics in high school and I had to transfer out into chemistry because I wanted to take one or the other. And in the physics class, I was just like, are you even speaking English? Like it was so far over my brain capacity. I couldn't do it. I had to drop it.
Oh, that's
Chemistry was
okay.
hard too, but it was hard in a different way that I could handle.
That's interesting because I did take chemistry, but for me, it felt like chemistry had all these like rules and then all these exceptions to the rules. And in physics, things just follow the rules. I'm like, there are formulas, there are numbers, there is an exact
Good
answer.
point. That's a really good point.
I know. I feel like now I could go back and take chemistry and understand it better because of my background in physics. And, especially like when things get really tiny, they turn into chemistry. So, anyway, love the sciences. And it's interesting that I have pivoted so, like, it's such a different arena now. And yet it's all good. It's like you can connect the dots backwards. So, I love that.
That is amazing. Love it. Love your story.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to start your speech, and I'm going to take notes while you're speaking. If I feel like I've just got to stop you because I've got something super urgent and timely to say, is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, I usually don't, but I like to warn people just in case, because sometimes it really throws people off, and then they can't remember what they were going to say, so then I've ruined everything. So I'll take it.
Hopefully, I'll be okay.
I think you'll be fine. You're good on your feet. You'll be all right. Okay. I'm ready. I got my pen ready to take notes. You can begin.
Okay. And I'm allowed to share my screen when
Yes,
I get to the part. Let me just make sure that it's,
yes. I
yes, I
never
do
turn
have
that.
permission.
I
Okay,
never turn that
perfect.
off.
When I get to that point, I will share my screen then. So
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay, today I'm going to be talking about inner peace. I believe that everyone wants peace more than anything, more than wealth, more than accolades, more than fame. In fact, all of those other things don't even matter if you don't have inner peace. And when we have inner peace in our hearts, we can weather any storm, any trial, any circumstance in our life. And one way, there's many ways, but one way to increase your inner peace is through forgiveness. And this includes forgiving yourself and also forgiving others. And I have worked on forgiveness, well, really my whole life, but especially over the past 2 decades. And I can tell you that it works. And I absolutely love this quote. It's talking about forgiving others. It says, forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve inner peace. Oh, sorry, it's actually you deserve peace. And that's by Jonathan Lockwood Hugh. So today I'm going to share just one technique that has helped me forgive both myself and forgive others, and that is tapping. So I'll go ahead and share my screen now so that you guys can see what this tapping even means. And when I'm talking about tapping points, where you can see this little visual. Okay, so you see this lovely person over here. So first we'll just go over the tapping points and then I will talk about how we can use that. So the tapping points are like the inside of your eyebrow, the side of your eye, kind of like your temple, under your eye, under your nose, right between like your nose and top lip, under on your chin, on your collarbone, both sides, under your armpit. That one seems weird, but there's times that one really is where you need to do it. On the top of your head. And then this part, karate chop. Like if you were going to karate chop with your hand, karate chop right there. So what we do when we are doing tapping is first we're going to release the negatives. And so I'm just going to make something up. I'm trying to think, what have I been dealing with lately? Okay, I got it. We're recording this in December. Don't know when this will go live, but I'm going to tell you some real life stuff that's happening in my life that I need to release. Okay. Okay, so you guys can kind of tap along with me if you want. I don't know if this would apply to any of you, but it'll get you the idea. Okay, ready? I release that even though I don't have my Christmas tree up, I am still a good mom. I release that even though my house is a mess, we are still going to have a joyful season.
Love it.
I release that I feel like I'm not ready for Christmas. I release that I feel scattered. I release that I don't have a gift for my nephew who's leaving on his mission. I release any frustration. I release that I feel like I have to do it all by myself. I release that I don't have it all together. I release, I release, I release. Now I like to put my hands on my heart, take a few deep breaths, and just imagine any negative just filtering off out of my body and it just dissipates into nothing, just gets completely dissipated. Now we start tapping again, and this time we tap in positive statements. Okay. I am a wonderful, fun mother. I have amazing traditions. Our family is close and has fun together. We feel joy from the traditions that we do have as a family. We can feel the true spirit of Christmas in our home. We feel great love for one another and have joy and contentment. We have focused on the true meaning of Christmas. There is a spirit of joy and love in our house. I feel love. I feel accepted. I feel peace. I feel joy. Oh, all these wonderful, good feelings. Again, place your hands on your heart. Close your eyes if you want to. Take some deep breaths. And feel that peace that just comes in with tapping in the positive. Okay, so you guys got to hear some real life stuff about what's going on in my life right now. But I want you to know that tapping works. And I'm going to share a story that really happened about 10 months ago. I was kicked out of a Facebook group. So what had happened on a Saturday, I was in this Facebook group and I realized they kept having events that never worked into my schedule. And so I did a post that was like, hey, would anyone like to have some activities during some other times? And I set it up as a poll just to try to get some feedback to see what was like, what maybe I was the only one, right? So I put that post out there, went about my day and weekend. And Sunday night, as I was going to bed, I was like, oh, I don't remember hearing back. Let me go look that up. And so I'm doing this as I'm in bed. Like I've already brushed my teeth and everything, guys. First mistake, right? That was not a good time to decide to get on Facebook. But I did. I got on Facebook and I went to find my, like, first I went through my notifications, could not find anything. So then I searched for the group. I could not find the group. So then I searched for the admin and the admin had unfriended me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And because I had been completely kicked out of the group and could not even find it, I didn't know, like, maybe there's a rule that you can't post polls. Maybe there's a rule. I don't know. I don't even know what rule I broke or if I just like ticked off the admin because she thought I was like taking over her group. I don't know. But then I tried to go to sleep on that like happy, positive note, right? That completely upset me. And so I like tossed and I turned. And normally I am really good. Like when I go to bed, I know that not everyone has this, but I go to bed and I'm asleep in like 3 minutes. It actually drives my husband crazy. But I just like, I'm done. I fall asleep. I go to sleep. It's awesome. But not that night. I was tossing and turning and thinking about how much this person must not like me and who, like all the things. And finally, I'm like, oh, I need to tap. So laying in bed, I did the whole tapping thing, releasing all the negatives and then tapping in that I'm still a good person. And this was happening right before I was doing an event. And I was like, I needed this group so I could tell people about it, so I had to release that, all these things. And then after I did the tapping, I just drifted off to sleep. Oh, it felt so good. So just to wrap up today, I want you to know that these techniques work. And if this is something brand new to you, I would just say try it and then realize like it's not just going to be like a one and done, right? You're going to have to repeat this often, maybe daily, maybe multiple times daily. Oh, and the one thing I want to tell you, the karate chop one, the one that you're like doing on your hand, you can very easily do that under your desk when you're at work and you like have to not be noticed. You can just be like tapping, but underneath and be thinking in your mind all these things that you need to let go as you're dealing with a coworker or your boss or someone. So that's a great tip is like you can do this very you don't have to be like doing the stuff all over your face. Just the karate chop one will work when you need to be discreet. So I want you to know that you are worth it. You deserve inner peace and that you can have inner peace when you do these techniques.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Oh, thank you so much, Kelly. That was
I,
fun. I was so
I don't
nervous, but as I got into it, I just went with it and the nerves like went away.
good. Yeah, you didn't seem nervous at all. All right. I only have one suggestion. Everything else was like, that was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Oh, well, good. That makes
Hey,
me feel better.
I love that. The only thing I would have suggest to make it more more interactive, kind of more connective with an audience instead of telling, asking. So when you said, people would rather have, than I don't remember all the words, I just remember accolades, all the things that are great, but if you don't have inner peace, then none of that matters. It might be fun to turn that into a question and say, would you rather have? So instead of telling us we'd rather have, ask us which we'd rather have. And
Oh,
then,
that's a great tip, especially for a live audience. Yeah.
yeah, for a live audience, way better. Even on Zoom, though, people can stop and think, and
Yeah.
you can give them a minute to think about it. So pause, because you can't see them or interact with them, but give them a little pause to think about it.
Love that. Great suggestion.
Thank you. And that everything else was, wow, she did so good on that. I loved that you showed the points and you had a PDF showing the points. So you actually touched them and had a drawing of how to do it. We, that's so funny. When you were done with the tapping, you had this look of just complete peace and joy on your face.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did she do that? She literally is feeling inner peace right now because her face completely changed. Oh, I love
That's so
that.
fun. I'm going to have to watch myself just to
Yeah,
look for that.
it was so cool. Like I could just see all the stress drain out of you. And I was like, whoa, how did she do that on purpose? No, that was just the effect of the tapping. Good job.
Yeah. It
Of course,
works,
the
I tell
tapping.
you. And
Yeah.
I'm not even certified in tapping, but one of my best friends is, and then I've heard it from other people. And so I'm like, I still got to tell people about it. And that might be something I
Yeah.
might do in the future is get certified or whatever you do, because I just have such a testimony of it.
Oh, seriously. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can tell. Um, the structure of your speech, and I don't know if you did this on purpose. You can tell me later, after I tell you all this. The structure was so good because you set up the reason, the problem, not having inner peace, and then you taught a tool, and then you demonstrated the tool. So first you told us about the tool, you demonstrated the tool, and then you told the story of when you used the tool in your life. And so that speech structure is super, super effective. Did you do that on purpose?
So this is so funny because I hadn't thought about it, but like I purposely planned what I was doing, but
Yeah.
not with that in mind. But thank you.
So you're just a natural.
I guess I am because I have taught this before, and I do always like telling people about it, and then the stories are where people get connected, and they're like, oh, that has happened to me before, or something similar has happened to me before.
Right.
I actually, when I teach this whole thing, there's three different techniques, and the first technique is a conflict that I had with my husband, and so that one is a great one because I feel like everyone can relate to that as some
Right.
sort of conflict, whether it's with a spouse, the child, parents, like all the things, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good one. But thank you for that tip. I will make sure I
Well,
like do that and continue to do that in the
yeah.
future.
Yeah, you did a really good structure. I loved it. Um, I think that, I mean, that's all.
Oh,
You don't seem nervous. You seem very confident, very knowledgeable. Also, like you're really passionate about it. You really care about your topic and you believe your topic.
well, yeah,
So
and I did not plan what I was going to do for my example. So I'm like, what have I been dealing with? And I was like, well, we still don't have our tree up and it's the 15th as
I
of this
love
recording,
that.
right? So
That's such a good
whenever you make this
example.
public, it'll probably be,
I'm
Christmas.
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this week. The day
You're
before.
like, well, because Heather just talked about how she's not prepared for Christmas.
I'm gonna post it
Actually,
before
we
Christmas.
actually have most of our gifts purchased, but
That's
yeah, we don't have our tree up. Seriously, guys, like it's the 15th. How is it the 15th already? It's
that
flown
is
by.
crazy.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
that's my real life.
that I love that you used a real life example because it shows people they can use it on literally anything that's bugging them right now.
Yeah,
You don't have to like make a big production about it.
no,
You can
there's
just do
always
it in the moment.
something.
Speaking of Christmas trees, Heather, we got a new cat.
Oh, I saw your post. And it's still
After
put away.
24 hours, the tree got taken down and put away. So we had a Christmas tree for one day.
That is so funny. See, maybe you need to do the tapping. It's okay that we don't have a tree. It's okay.
Yeah, I need to tap about the cat. She's so cute, but oh my gosh, she is a disaster.
That is so funny.
She is a Christmas tree disaster. Not in other ways, but yeah. She's really good other than that. I don't know what it is about the tree. It just
Not leave it alone, huh?
it did. It was crazy. It turned her into a complete monster. She thought it was a giant cat toy.
Of course.
And
It's yeah.
I tried everything. I put aluminum foil under it so she wouldn't go up to it. It didn't bother her at all. She was like, "Ooh, what's this?" Because cats are supposed to hate that. And I've done that with previous cats. And so then we looked it up and they don't like orange smell. So we got my doTERRA wild orange, put it in a spray bottle with water, and I sprayed the whole tree. And guess what she did? She rolled around in it and purred. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
You are like the most not you're not following the rules, cat.
She loves orange. Who knew?
It's so funny.
She loves aluminum foil and she loves orange. So that's when we gave up. When she rolled around in the orange spray, I was like, let's just put the tree in the box.
Yeah, you're like, this is clearly not working.
But yeah, I should probably tap on that.
That is so funny.
No. Oh, I love it. All right. So people are gonna watch this and they'll go, oh my gosh, I love Heather. I want to get a hold of her. I want to work with her. I want to talk to her, whatever. How can people find you? And do you have something cool to give away? Because I bet you do.
Yes. Yes. So I do have that PDF that I showed just like the one portion. So I
Okay.
will get you that link and then you can put it in the show notes or however you share
Yeah,
it.
I
And
will.
then probably the easiest way to be in touch with me is through Facebook. I'm
Mm,
on other platforms, but Facebook's the one I use the most. So I
yeah.
will be sure to give that to you. The other thing is for people that request the PDF, I will then follow up and give them the training with all three techniques because the PDF does have all three, but of course it helps when someone explains
Yeah,
it. So I have a video that I did the whole thing previously, and I will be glad to share that with them.
I love that. And so I'll put your Facebook link in the show notes. I'll put your tapping PDF link in the
I
show
will give
notes.
that to you. Yes.
Yeah. And on Facebook, are you just Heather Nielsen?
No, I'm not because
Oh,
when I was okay, well, people are just going to learn all sorts of things about me today. So when I was like, you know how you can choose your little name?
yeah.
I can't remember exactly when, if it was like at the end of my first marriage or maybe when I was single, but I knew I was going to get remarried. And they only let you change it like a certain number of times. And then you're like, you don't know, you're stuck with this. And so it's actually Heather 2494. So it's a number. And I
Okay.
had it from other, anyways, that's what it is right now, but I'll be sure to get you the link also. But it is Heather Nielsen. If you search for me and it has a picture of me, so you'll know it's the right Heather Nielsen because there's a lot of Heather Nielsens.
That's funny. But the little URL at the top will be Heather
Heather
2494.
2494. Yep.
That's fun. I like it.
Yes. 24 is my favorite number.
Oh, that's
It is.
awesome. I love that.
It is.
Mine's
It's a great number.
21.
Well, and you know what? I will tell you, since we've already talked about my physics brain, it's
Yes.
because it has so many. You remember how you could do factory?
Yes, it
It's
has the
like
most factors.
so many great factors. The only thing better is 48, and this year I'm 48.
Ah,
Such a good year.
yeah.
2024 and I'm 48. It's
This
like
is
the best year.
the year of multiple factors for you.
I know.
I love it. You and your physics brain.
Yes,
Gotta love numbers.
I do.
That's awesome. All right. Well, this was super fun. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you for being so kind. I really was a little nervous.
No, you
So
did
thank you.
great. You are a natural speaker. You don't have to work at it.
Well, thank you so much. I know there's always room for improvement, though. I do.
Sure. There is always. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you wanted to build a big long presentation with like audience participation factors and all that kind of stuff and a cool call to action at the end, like we could do that. We could build you a really cool signature presentation, but you're already awesome.
Well, one of my favorite things that you did is your snapshot. It
Yes.
was that's a really good one. So if people have, if they're
Mhm.
listening to this and you want to learn a really cool technique, go find
Yeah.
Kelly's snapshot. I don't know what the official name is, but that was a
That's
really cool thing.
that's the name of the episode, snapshots.
Yes, that
Yeah.
okay, that
Go
episode.
search
Go find that episode.
snapshots from previous episodes.
Yes.
I love that too. That has been one of my greatest speaking tools ever, is
Yeah. And you're
giving
really good at
people
it.
snapshots. Time travel through snapshot.
Yep.
I love it. Well, good.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Kelly. This has been fun. I appreciate your help and just who you are, and that you're a bright
Thank
light and that
you.
you are so authentic. I think that's why people love you so much because you like tell stories about putting your tree up and then getting to take it down. People love the authenticity of real life.
Thank you. That's why I love my one presentation that I give on becoming a speaker. I love it because I start with, I was sitting on a toilet.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I know people's ears are like, whoa.
Wait, what?
Should I be listening to this? I don't know.
It's a little scandalous. I love it. Yeah, most people don't talk about going to the bathroom. I was in the bathroom, but I was just sitting fully clothed on the toilet, hiding. But
Yes.
they don't know that at first, so they're like,
No,
"What?" It's a fun way to start.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like our inner fifth, sixth grade boy comes out.
Yes. Exactly. That is a good description. I love it.
Yes.
Yay.
Well, thank you so much, Kelly. I've
You
really
are
enjoyed it.
so welcome. I love it. And you guys, if you want to be on the podcast and give your speech and get feedback, there will be a link in the show notes for how to do that. Also, you could just anytime email me at speakingcoachkelly@gmail.com and tell me that you want to be on the episode. So thank you so much, Heather. You were a delight today. I enjoyed it very much. And I think your tapping on the Christmas tree actually helped me because I was also feeling a little bad about not having a tree. So that was awesome and helpful for me. And
Oh,
I will publish this before Christmas now. You
okay.
just got moved to the front of the line with that story.
Excellent. I hope it helps somebody else who
I'm,
also doesn't have their tree up or
yeah,
doesn't have their presents all in order and all the things.
I'm sure it
You
will.
can still have a great Christmas season.
I love it.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Kelly.
You're welcome. All right, you guys, have a great time. I will see you on the next episode and love you. Bye.